Good morning, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Just a heads up, I don't know how long I'm going to make it today because it feels like there's a grown-up sitting on my chest. My allergies are not good today. Not good today. You guys see me and hear me? Thank you, Poetic Justice. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to try my best to stay on for an hour at least, but we shall see. Okay, let me go to the top here. Before we get started, please remember that all of my links are in stan.store/thereckoningco. If it's not in there, it's not me. All of my socials are in there. Readings are currently not open, probably next week or the week after. If it's not in the stan.store/thereckoningco, it is not me. Okay, let's see. Will my cat Ollie be with me again when he reincarnates? I almost want to word this as like, you helped him heal, and now he has a role to help another individual heal. Because we have the Ten of Swords here, which would be like a final ending, but then we have the King of Swords, so it's like he's not having a final ending. He's moving on, using the perspective gained from the healing with you to help heal someone else. So I don't feel like, I feel like you prepared him for his next mission, if that makes sense. Does my mom have a message for her sister M? There is a light at the end of the tunnel for whatever it is that feels like it's trying to strong arm her into like, I almost want to say like emotional stagnancy, death and rebirth. There's a major change coming that's going to alleviate what feels like pressure coming from all sides for the sister. And it feels like your mom is helping her through it. I'm in my own personal paradise. Far away. In my own personal paradise, and do the things you love. Never regret doing what makes you happy. I'm wondering if the sister kind of feels like guilty for letting herself be happy because your mom's not there to also experience it with her. So there's the message of like, I'm with you experiencing the things that you enjoy, so let yourself enjoy them. How do I get into receiving mode so messages can come through from my guides easier? Could be blocking that. Spiritual clarity, confusion, and fear of success. Spiritual clarity, confusion, fear of success. It almost feels like, how do I word? Because of how you've experienced life in the past, you feel like you have to do in order to be worthy of receiving, because in the past, you've only really received from others when you were giving something more to them. So with spirituality, you pouring into yourself is enough. You don't have to pour externally in order to receive. Chariot in reverse and death and rebirth. It feels like needing to accept that there's no way to get into receiving mode that's going to make you feel comfortable about it until you get more used to it. So I guess I'd say like getting comfortable with the discomfort and pouring into yourself, not feeling like you need to pour for others in order to receive. Pouring into yourself will also ignite the receiving without pouring in yourself without guilt. Is it possible my daughter Kendall has met her soulmate? She is waiting patiently. I'm seeing a no here. 10 of Cups is reversed, so that would be not the other person that will establish that lifelong happy family. And then we have the Sun in reverse, which would be a no. Ace of Cups in reverse has not had that offer yet. So I don't think she has met them yet, no. Why is my dog Poppy started getting so aggressive with her sister Punky at times? It's like abuse of authority. Is it possible Poppy is jealous of something that Punky is getting or getting to do that? Oh, I feel like that's a fool. Is it possible that Punky is taking something that is Poppy's that you are not aware of? Like when you're not looking, one steals the other's food or treats or something. It feels like this is like taking something back. This is like, you're making me feel like a fool. You're getting not better treatment, but like you're getting something that I'm not getting, like, and I'm abusing my authority because of it. It feels like Poppy getting aggressive with Punky. So Punky would be taking something from Poppy that you're not aware of, it feels like. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Okay, I remembered to unmute it this time. How much longer does SW have? She's declining fast. June, July, August, September. December, September, October, November, December. I feel like by September, there's something else that's coming in to make a problem that's already bad worse. It could be like a sharp decline in something, or it could be like, I'm having these issues, and then because of these issues, this starts to happen, and this makes this worse type of thing. I feel like by the end of this year, you're going to either have a very clear idea about a definite timeline, or that will be around the timeline. But I feel like there's something in September that's going to, I almost want to say like finalize the timeline, or like give you a very clear guesstimate of the timeline. What can I do differently to gather community? Revealing something that they wouldn't otherwise see, something that typically you would keep hidden, but you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. A message of direction. A message of direction. How you do things behind the scenes, what your process is, what brought you to where you are, but like in a way that's like you typically wouldn't step out in this way, but the vulnerability is what's going to attract the right people. Three of Cups in reverse reminds me of that quote, like, when you show up fully as yourself, your people can find you. That's what that quote means, or that's what that card makes me think. What does AV think of me after all these years? Does he take any responsibility? No, he does not take any responsibility. This feels like I tell myself whatever it is that I have to hear so that I don't go against myself, so that I can ground it and like continue my routines or habits or mindset. Like I'm comfortable in my own mess, essentially. And then Knight of Cups in reverse is like, I don't want to offer the love or compassion that I could or should in this situation. So I don't take accountability or responsibility. What does he think of you? Or what does AV think of you? Interesting. That you could have told this person about themselves in a way that would have destroyed them, and you chose to take the high road. So it's almost like, I guess I'd word it as appreciation, or like, if I'm AV, I know that you had every right to rip me to shreds and you didn't, and that taught me a lesson, but I'm still not ready to take accountability. What does this month have in store for me? Feels like you're trying to establish a way to have a conversation with someone who might not be as receiving to have this conversation. Truth and communication. I feel like by the end of the month, when is it, the 7th? By like the end of the third week of the month, I feel like there's going to be some desire to have a communication or like banter with someone, but they're not going to be very willfully excited about it. So it's you trying to create the right situation to have that conversation. Is Stephen D the one to build my house? I feel like Stephen may try to either cut corners, because this is the card that came out first in reverse, and that would be the opposite of the home environment. And then this is taking back an offer or not being pleased with an offer. This is some kind of headache, a passionate headache relating to you. It's almost like maybe he feels like he can charge you extra or take his time or something. And then Queen of Pentacles in reverse, when I asked in my head, is the headache him not, because we have Knight of Wands and Queen of Wands. It's like you're not on the same page, or what you are desiring, he's not able to fulfill. I would say keep looking. Hazen, new member, thank you. I'm going to start pulling one of these for new members. Oops. Where we focus our energy matters. Don't spend time arguing and debating with people who are not supposed to have the same understanding as you. Anything you can pick up on my main spirit guide? Angel Uriel. Passion, epiphany, entrepreneur, and driven. There's a spirit guide here who's trying to help you see or create a path. Five of Pentacles is like a long-standing battle, so it feels like there's, and this is very yellow. All of them are very yellow. So we're dealing with the solar plexus. There's a guide that's trying very hard to help you see a way out of something that's been holding you below your potential, and it connects directly to the solar plexus. Feels like inner child wound, like you're They're working with you to help you see your higher potential and a way out of a difficult situation that you couldn't see previously because of that wound, the inner child, or nowhere to let your creativity flow. It feels like opening up a channel for that to happen. Am I with my forever person and soulmate? I feel like there is going to be some instances where there are things that are difficult to work through, and there may even get to a point where you feel like you're going to go separate ways because of some kind of persistent tension or headache at some point. But I do feel like the two of you end up back into a good place. Will my grandson find happiness with a nice girl? It feels like there was a situation in the past where he was with someone who was not very nice, and that was a lesson to show him what he's unwilling to settle for. Almost like he needed that lesson to be able, and if that hasn't happened yet, then it will, like, find the wrong person before the right person. The first card that came out is a wish fulfillment, and with the moon in reverse, it's like the wish fulfillment is hiding in plain sight, but he first had to learn what he did not want before he could be sure about what he does want. So yes, but I feel like there's a need to heal from what previously was not the right thing, if that makes sense. Will I get selected for a new position soon? I don't think as soon as you'd like. Something is holding this back from progressing. And with this King of Cups, I almost feel like there's someone that's in charge of these decisions that's kind of taken their time, or I guess taking their time would be the word. Leisurely trying to maneuver things around, and it feels like they're at some kind of stagnancy right now. Yeah, Page of Cups, King of Cups. The plan for this person is still maturing. So I feel like not as soon as you'd like, but it does feel like there is the potential opening up after that person starts to, like, push the gas on their decisions. I get a message and song for my kids from my dad. For my kids from my dad. I don't want to say like blindly follow you, but I want to say like he hopes that they recognize that the mother they have, you, is the mother who has the exact tools, knowledge, and wisdom to get them into a really good place. It feels like there's specific challenges or difficulties that they have or will face that you know exactly how to unpack and help them handle. So there's a message of like, allow yourself to the children, allow yourself to rely on you, the mother. Specifically when it comes, I want to say like career and financial decisions, like don't hesitate to reach out to you, because even if you don't have the answer, you'll be able to find it. Pay attention to synchronicities, and I love you with all my soul's being. I have to blow my nose again. 1 second. Token. Let's see. It's a little lantern and number 1. There's going to be light shown on something that has been a persistent battle for you. There's going to be, I almost want to say there's going to be light shown on the key that will unlock your way out of some kind of stagnancy. Like almost like, you know, those escape rooms, almost like if you're in the escape room and all the lights are out and all of a sudden you get a flashlight and you're like, okay, well, it's not ideal, but like I can see things now. Feels like that. I had a small blip in one of my cancer cell transcripts. Is it coming back or small blip? Coming back. Small blip. Ooh. I would say small blip. It feels like almost like you're going to be guided to make some kind of change in like a lifestyle or medication or something. There may be that to like prevent things from escalating, but it feels like as far as coming back or small blip, it feels like small blip. But it also feels like you're going to have to make a choice to do something differently because of it. Message from my spirit guides and a song. There's a need to make a choice to reinvest. I don't know if this is financial or I don't know if this is like reinvestment of energy. I feel like it may be kind of both. Being very mindful about where your energy and efforts are going because there's an opportunity to strengthen the foundation that right now feels kind of shaky. Oh. You're learning about your capabilities to work to some kind of solution that may not seem immediately available. Can't Go Back Now by the Weepies is the song. My bro and I need home improvement loan. Will we get it? Oh, well, that's you and your brother. Teamwork. I feel like what this says right off the bat is there's a high likelihood that it will be easier to get if one of you co-signs for the other, because that would be you, that would be your brother, that would be teamwork. He's coming up as Knight of Swords, so that would be the pen. But I feel like if you fill it out and he co-signs, I feel like that may be what that. Oh, yes. There is a solution that you'll be able to get it, but I do feel like it's going to require both of you to be a signer on it. And I feel like you're going to be the main person because you're the queen, he's the knight. Will my siblings and I run the 5K successfully tomorrow? Oh, that's good. I feel like one of you is going to need a little bit of boost of motivation, but it turns out good in the end. Almost like maybe one person is like, man, this is going to be a lot longer than I expected once I'm doing it. But then the other people pick that person up and everyone's fine. So I feel like there's going to be teamwork that's going to be very helpful in picking one person up. But I do feel like it's going to be successful. Yes. What is my future significant other up to? Why haven't we crossed paths yet? This person's learning how to heal from what is previously holding them back. Trust deficiency disorder. Somebody hurt this person in the past, and they're still trying to work past it. It's probably, yeah. So there's like the fingers crossed behind the back, the like I'm lying type of thing. It feels like this person was really misused in the context of romance and now is trying to heal from that to make themselves ready. Will I hear back from Y and M for an interview? Did a follow-up email and haven't heard anything back yet. Will you hear back? Oh, yes. New beginning and victory, yes. Why are they taking so long? Something is holding back the person that's making the decisions. Right away, when the Emperor in Reverse came out, I heard disorganized. So not necessarily the business, but like it feels like whoever is doing the communication part of the interview process is maybe a little bit scattered right now. So it feels like that's what's holding it back or making it take longer. Message and song from my husband, Chris. Just because things aren't moving as fluidly as you would like does not mean that progress is not being made. Sometimes the progress happens internally before we see it projected externally. So there's a need for patience with yourself right now, because even though you can't see it, you're further along in the progress of something than you're giving yourself credit for. It was my time to go, and I am so much better now. You know that one, there's a prayer that's like, what is it? My parents used to have it in their laundry room. It's like, there's only one set of footsteps on the beach because the hardest times I was carrying you, something like that. That's what that made me think. So it feels like he's helping you through in ways that you're not seeing, like helping to maneuver certain things for you to see. That's proof of your progress. And it's 11:11 right now, as I said that. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. How does my... You have to retype that one. I don't know what you mean for that. Oh, I hope everyone has an amazing day too. Will my oldest child get full custody this year? And if so, what season? I'm not feeling confident about this year, but I do see progress being made. I almost see the other party doing some kind of like low blow or like last ditch attempt to stop forward progress, but I also see forward progress being made just with some kind of delay. So I feel like there's a need for patience. I do see it working out. Nine of Pentacles in reverse can be codependency. So in this case, not codependency, but like the child needs the parent type of thing. So like kind of codependent. But I also see some kind of pushback either from the court or from another party. So I feel like there's patience needed, but I do see it going in that direction after some kind of like, I just want to say like unexpected increase in intensity before there's like a de-escalation. Trying everything for allergies and no luck. Same. I don't know what's happening. Will my marriage last? Feels like one of you is putting in more effort than the other to get on the same page. I just want to say like, one of you feels a lot more committed to the vows that you made, and I feel like it's you. Oh, yep, that's you. I would say things need to change for it to last. Is it possible for it to last? Yes. Will it last if you're the only one trying? No. So I guess I'd word it as needing to get your partner to put in, at least meet you halfway with the effort that you're putting in. Made your first live. Welcome. Let's see. Let's get a clip for you. Oh, that one. Your soul knows when it's time to close a chapter. Pain comes from ignoring its ignorance or guidance. Let me redo that. Your soul knows when it's time to close a chapter. Pain comes from ignoring its guidance. Oh, I almost clicked end stream by accident. Will I get a new position soon? I wouldn't word this as soon as you would like. It feels like something is in the works to change or manifest, but a lack of flow when it comes to an offer that you really feel like would be fulfilling for you, but something's still in the works. Once someone gets organized or balanced, they will release the offer that right now is being held back. So I feel like it's going to be a minute. How does my sister feel about me? Why is this like not? No. How does my sister feel about me? You know what's interesting? What I'm getting from this matches the song that's playing, which is My Way by Frank Sinatra. It almost feels like there's some jealousy here. Either jealous of the way that people view you or envious of your emotional intelligence. There's some feeling of like a hidden desire to have something that you have or to embody a quality that you embody. Yeah, like I if I could have that or embody that, this in my life would be better. I don't know if like envious is the word. I think like a step below envy, like I don't know, a desire to like take it from you and give it to herself so that things would fall in line easier. My niece C is making bad teenage decisions. What does she need to straighten herself out? Oh, that came flying out. Emotional repression and lack of boundaries. Emotional repression. I almost want to say like ignoring her own internal guidance, something like an itch that can't be scratched. It feels like she's running from herself because there's emotions that are new that she's experiencing that she does not all the way understand. I feel this way, like let's just say anger. I feel anger, but I don't know how to, it doesn't feel like anger. I mean, it may be anger, but like it feels like there's a deeper, more broad emotion. But let's just say it's anger. I feel anger, but my brain is not like, hey, that's anger. My brain is like, you're sweating, comfortable, you want to move around. So I'm blaming myself for that because I can't figure out how to make it stop, but I can't make it stop because those aren't the problems. Those are the symptoms of the problem. So I guess I'd say needing to dig down and get to the root of what the initial wound actually is so that she can better identify this is an emotion. This isn't like a, almost like I don't know how to handle my emotions, or I don't know how to understand my emotions. So I then feel like I need to hide them because I don't know how to express them. And then when I'm hiding them, I feel like now I'm doing something bad. And then I'm choosing bad behavior because what's happening internally is going to manifest externally. So if I feel like I'm hiding something because it's naughty, then I'm going to choose naughty behaviors, if that makes sense. Forgiveness blockage. I would say something happened and she doesn't know how to process it and is trying to find blame within herself because there wasn't closure for the thing, if that makes sense. Oh, where did I go? When will my son get on his feet and start thinking of his future? He's in a mental slump right now. I almost want to word this as he's not at rock bottom yet. It's like he knows he's going in that direction, but he needs to feel it. I'm not committed to following through on the action that I know would help me with some kind of breakthrough because I'm avoiding the emotions. So I need to hit rock bottom to be forced to face the emotions that are associated with the frustration of not being where I want to be. It's 2024. I'm thinking like a year and a half is going to be about a time frame when you'll start seeing some progress that you're happy with. I feel like it's going to be a little bit longer, like a year and a half. Mrs. Joss, my neighbor's mom, is not doing well. He would like to know how much longer they have left with his mom. I feel like there's going to be some kind of like if your neighbor is like a caretaker of the mom that makes medical decisions, I feel like there's going to be some kind of decision that comes forward. And from the point of that decision, I'm feeling about like a 7 to 10 month time span, but I'm not really clear about when the decision is going to be happening. Friday. I feel like the decision, what is this? June, July, August, September, October, November. I feel like the decision that needs to be made will be happening by the end of the year. And then at that point, by the end of the year, I feel like it's a little sooner than the end of the year. I would say by the end of the year, there's going to be some decision that needs to be made. And from that point, it feels like about a 7 to 10 month time span. What is Lilith's message for me? Left hand or right hand? Left hand? Left hand, and the message is you had to understand something incorrectly to see how to correct course. So whatever it was that you understood one way and then ended up understanding a different way a short time later, it had to happen that way. I'm just going to say like to show her that you're ready for either more information or like an upgrade in information. Like you proved to yourself and her that you're willing to be like, oh, I misunderstood that, let me correct, instead of being like, no, I had to be right, let me make other things fit, if that makes sense. Corrupted media source. Yeah, you had to misunderstand something in order to understand it the right way. So don't be hard on yourself about it, because even though you may look at it like, oh, I got that wrong initially, almost like she made you understand it wrong so that you could then show you're willing to be like, oh, okay, let me re-understand this in a different way, if that makes sense. Who started rumors about me, and am I being watched? Well, this feels like either someone you walked away from or someone who felt like they had access to you and then no longer had access to you, and that triggered their ego, or that triggered if I'm saying good things about you and then all of a sudden I lose access to you because of something that I did, I can't continue saying good things because then people are going to question why I'm changing it. So I need to make it a you problem. So I need to start rumors about you so people don't recognize that the reason I lost access to you is because I did something wrong. Are you being watched? Injustice is the first. Justice in reverse and injustice. I would say there's an energy of someone slowly seeing how much more information they can get or how much closer to information they can get. It's like a you know when they're doing like a big rock wall and they're like chipping away, that's the energy I'm getting. Someone's chipping away at some kind of wall to see if they can make the whole thing fall or to see what's behind it. Is my daughter Catherine on the right path for success? Thank you. Oh, daughter, success. She's worried about not doing enough. Or worrying that like she's missed something, like I'm heading this way, but I am wondering if maybe that was the thing I'm supposed to be focusing on because this isn't happening quick enough. She is on the right path. Whatever worry it is, I don't want to say it's like unfounded, but whatever it feels like she is missing is not what she's missing. She got what she needed out of it, and now she's heading on the right direction. In the right direction. Where am I? Token and a message. Oh, big rocks in here. Oh, an alarm clock and the number 7. That makes me think of like a week time span. So between now and next Friday. Between now and next Friday, you're getting an offer to see something in a different light that will free you to see where there's a key to break out of some kind of persistent frustration. And it feels like this shift in perspective is coming from someone else. Like someone else says something that shifts your perspective and you're like, oh, that's how I put that key in the door type of thing. Why does my husband's friend Miguel not give me a good vibe? Because he's the kind of person that will talk badly about other people to make himself look better. And he probably does that about your husband when he's not around. I try to make him look like a fool with what I'm saying so that I can see how they're like all like standing on top of one another to get to the top, put down some heavy burden. If anything turns up that makes me look bad, I'll change the conversation to someone else. So I feel like, and these two, this is like, I gather information about you to use against you when I need to. I feel like if you tell your husband this, he might not believe you. So I'm going to give him a password. This card may only make sense to your husband. Ooh. Science experiment in reverse and cover up. Science experiment in reverse. An experiment gone wrong. Some kind of like, I want to try this and it goes wrong type of thing is what that feels like. Should I cut ties with BH? I would word it as once was is very unlikely to be again. So there, you have a choice to either accept that it won't go back there, but it is what it is now, and that's how it will probably stay. Or if it's easier for you to cut ties with this person, I would say that. But if you're holding on in hopes that it's going to get back to what it was, I don't feel like that's going to happen. So I feel like it could go either way depending on what you want out of it. Like if you want more than what it is right now, I would say it'd probably be easier to cut ties. If you're okay with how things are now, despite them being better in the past, then I would say with boundaries, with mindful boundaries, I would say there's an opportunity to remain connected, but just being mindful it's not going to go back to what it was. Rules are just if you can type in caps, that way, like if there's other conversations, I can skip them and just go to the caps one. So I think that's it. Will my handsome son Adam find someone special this year? I'm wondering if he's still healing from something or if this is the other person that he's going to go connect with that's still healing from something. It feels like the pieces are moving in place, but I don't want to say this year. There's a light at the end of the tunnel here, but it's possible he may meet someone this year that ends up not being that person, but then the other person comes soon after. So like I meet what I don't want and then I'm like, nope. And then because I make the choice to not settle, I align with the right person. So I'm not confident this year. I would say it's sometime within the next month, or not month, sometime within the next 10 months. It feels like either he'll meet someone in that time frame or he will have met the wrong person and disengaged from them, so he's ready for the right person. New member, thank you. Let's pull a card. Oh. You are being presented with a choice, evolve or remain. You're getting on some kind of energetic elevator. Anything I need to hear, ideally positive. How Far We've Come by Matchbox 20 is playing. Oh. Balance is being restored from something that you previously had a hard time overcoming. Almost like a wound that was buried that resurfaced, that you were like, no, this time I'm going to take control over it instead of it taking control over me. And you've come a really long way with this. And you're going to start to see the manifestation of the alleviation of that wound. So like if you have that wound inside, it's going to show up externally in some ways as like blockages or stagnancy, but you healed it inside. So now whatever it was blocking externally is going to be alleviated. Either a strengthening of a bond with another person, or some kind of love offer, or some kind of new friendship. You befriended yourself, and now you're getting the external manifestation of what that means. Better Days by the Goo Goo Dolls. I lost my place again. What is Dee's energy towards me? Avoiding you because they don't want to be seen, like truly seen by you. Hold on, I have to sneeze 1 second. So when you sneeze, bless you, bless you. I almost want to say like D feels like they owe you an apology, or they owe you a better version of themselves that they're not ready to align with. So they're trying to stay away. I would word this out as avoidance, but because of you, avoidance because of something that they have not fully faced yet. Daily migraines. Doctors ordered an MRI. Is it serious, and will they go away? I feel like there's going to be a solution that allows for quick progress. Solution that allows for quick progress. It feels like there's something. How do I word this? It doesn't feel like the issue is a major issue, but it feels like to correct the issue, there's going to need to be some kind of what you may consider major lifestyle change. So like in order to not make this problem worse, you have to do something different over here. It feels like that, but I wouldn't say it doesn't feel serious, but it feels like you're going to need to make some kind of change that may be annoying, like a change that you'd rather not have to make, but you're going to make because you want to alleviate the issue type of thing. Please tell me if I will publish my book this year. You are going to publish it, but I'm not confident it's going to be this year. I would say within a year, so about between now and halfway through next year. I would say to not rush. This card's all about patience, and then this would be like a writing card. So see the spiral here? It's like, don't run up the stairs. Take in, see how there's like little signs and symbols? Take in all of them. Take your time with it. I would say within a year, yes. Not this year, but within a year. Some advice from my dad about my son. I feel like your dad's maybe a little bit more on like the tough love side. I feel like the message is, I don't know how to word this. Not force him, but like take away the option to not. You have a solution that you can see that your son is not seeing. And because he's not seeing it, you can't get on the same page to make it happen. It's almost like the message is push him forward with making him think it's his idea, even though it's your idea. There's something that needs to be changed to overcome some kind of obstacle. And I feel like there's a need to help connect him with the right community. It's like you can help with things to some extent, but there's like a lack of community type energy that would be helpful. Almost like if the advice that you would give could come from someone else, it would be taken better type of thing, if that makes sense. Hold on, I have to blow my nose. Trying to see if there's anybody I didn't get because I'm gonna hop off soon. My nose feels like it's gonna fall off. Okay. My granddaughter saw a figure downstairs in my house, 2 times a face with a white veil. Your daughter with a higher perspective, shining light on something that was not evil. This is the opposite of evil. Is it possible your granddaughter is going through something right now that she's not really talking to others about, but it feels like this was supposed to be like angel of comfort type energy? Yeah, it's my divine authority card. I was divinely sent to comfort you. Days Like This by Dermont Kennedy. Mama said there'd be days like this when it's not always raining. Feels like a comforting presence. What do my guides want me to know for the weekend? Whatever it is that you're waiting for that has something to do with either an offer or communication coming in, it's not here yet, but it's coming. There's a need for patience. Things are being shifted around in your favor here. Yeah, in your favor, but slow and steady wins the race. If there's something that you're hopeful for happening this weekend in terms of like an answer for something or communication about something, it might not be this weekend. So be patient with the process. I have to cough. Hold on. Where is my post-operative pain coming from? Muscular, nerve, hormonal, emotional. Muscular. Nerve. Not nerve. Hormonal. Emotional. Something muscular is not all the way healed. Nerve, hormonal. And it feels like the frustration of that may be messing with your hormones, or maybe the physicalness of it, but it feels like, how do I word this? It feels like muscular is the main issue, but that also is associated with something that's going on with emotions and hormones that are kind of tied in. Like emotions out of whack, throwing off hormones a little bit, but it's all stemming back to like frustration of a muscular element not healing properly or fully, or maybe just needing more time. So I don't think it's nerves, and I feel like that may have been the worst one. So I feel like you're avoiding the worst. I don't know if you're still like elevating and icing and everything like that, but it feels like that's still needed. Because if it's muscular, it needs elevation and rest. So I feel like the muscular element is attached to the emotions, and the emotions are attached to the hormones, if that makes sense. Like that stress hormone feels like it's increased because of the frustration about the muscle, which is throwing off the hormones. Does my oldest need a different lawyer? I would say some other lawyer would be able to help more. I don't necessarily think that it's like intentional not helping as good as they could, but I feel like there's some like either the lawyer he has is very preoccupied or busy with other things, very scattered, almost like the lawyer that he has could be doing better and has done better in different cases, but is kind of unintentionally not doing the best this time. I do feel like they're walking away from that group and finding a different one. So walking away from that lawyer and finding a different one. I do feel like if possible, that would be something good to look into. The benefit of having a different representing lawyer, they may be aware of different solutions or options that the lawyer he has now is not sharing. So like your oldest doesn't know the ins and outs of like different ways to make deals or something like that, right? So like it feels like the lawyer that they have now knows less than what another lawyer may know, if that makes sense. So I feel like a different counsel would be able to come up with a different type of solution. Will my brother-in-law get good news about his interview today? I wouldn't say today, no. I feel like it's either they're not ready to make a final decision yet, or they're waiting to hear from somebody else before making a final decision. But it feels like not today. How do I become a member? You have to do it on a computer, I think. I don't think you can do it on the app. And then if you're on the computer, on my main page, hit hold on. At the top, like under where my picture is, you see home, videos, shorts, blah, blah, blah. Go to the membership, but I think you have to do it on a computer. Spot on x-ray, either my breast, lung, tumor, cancer. Do my doctors know the answer already and not sharing, worrying, stress? A spot on my x-ray, breast and lung. Tumor versus cancer. Is it possible there's a different option? It feels like something that would be easier to heal from than cancer. You're fearing a worst case scenario. It's not the worst case scenario. It feels like there is something. I almost feel like it's something that gets drained or taken, and then it's tested and it's fine, and ends up being something else. Maybe like fluid retention, or like maybe like a clogged something. Can't you get like clogs in your armpit area? What is that called? It's called something. I don't remember. Do they know already and not sharing? I would say they have an idea about what they think it is, but they're waiting to have some kind of solid testing or something to that effect. Almost like they have a theory, but they need to confirm it first. How much time do we have left? What do you mean, in the live or in life? I don't know. I'm getting off soon. I think you mean the live. I'm getting off soon. Probably about 10 minutes. Of the king and queen era of the past was one of my past lives in this era. Oh, the star. King. I would say yes. You may be very interested in it because you want to unpack it, because how do I word this? There was an era when you were under the control of some kind of ruler like that. It feels like this wasn't a good ruler, but didn't affect you personally, right? So like maybe you weren't targeted, but people that you knew had issues because of decisions from the ruler. So like almost like you want to unpack it to understand it, if that makes sense. What's your role then? You want to move past it. It feels like because you're an empath, watching other people be negatively affected by the ruler, it's almost like you can't let it go until you could understand it. And it's hard to understand it because it doesn't exist in the same way today. So like you want to kind of study it so that you can heal from whatever wound was caused from it, if that makes sense. No, where am I? Message for my daughter about her life path. Whatever the difficulties that she has had or will have, it's almost like the hard times she experiences is then exactly what she uses in her life path to help others to either heal from or not have to endure the same things. There's a feeling of like her learning the hard way, or her having to rise or learn the path less taken. She takes the path less taken and then helps others because of what she learned on that path. Yeah, it's like I'm not doing it for me. I'm selfless. And I go on an internal journey so I can then share it externally. I would say to learn all she can from the difficulties and frustrations, because that are those are the key pieces that she's going to use in her life path. I don't know if I playlist. What is it about my family that I don't fit in for? How do I word this? you're a seeker of knowledge where there may be some comfortable ignorant, like ignorance is bliss in some regards, but not for you. You want knowledge. And you're willing to do the hard things to uncover the knowledge that they would not be able to do. So I guess it's like almost like the energy of like, you don't really need us. You can figure it out on your own because of the way that you're able to attain knowledge. I almost want to word it as they subconsciously judge you for being calculated, but you're calculated as a form of self-protection or self-preservation, and they can't understand that. Happy birthday. Pull a card. You treat people and speak to them from your soul. You operate from your spiritual side, and they respond to you from their human side, and that is what hurts. You take the high road, quite literally. Will TS get caught for her deception to the divorce court? Well, that's deception. That's a lack of a victory. Persistent battle. It almost feels like one of those things that's obvious but hard to prove. Like almost like everybody looking at it is like, oh, that's a lie, but like, how do we prove it type of thing. This is like, I get away and get into calmer waters away from my deception and manipulation. I would say no. Unless there's some kind of way to prove it that hasn't been discovered yet. But it feels like if you already have things for it, that's not going to be enough. Like enough, like I already have this that I'm showing that would prove deception, but it feels like there's something missing. There needs to be something more. Came across this quote and thought of you and your mods. Difference maker, dedicated individual who can make a big impact, even with just a small action or a few words. Someone who makes a difference in the lives of others. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me pull this. Seeing this deck actually. Hold on. Passion for purpose. Huh? That goes hand in hand with that quote. That's funny. Love, lifelike, flows through the heart. Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. I call to you now the you that is beyond your mind, the you that is your heart. To that you, I ask, what stirs the passions for your nature? Do that, be that. That is so fitting for that quote. That's crazy. I literally saw this deck like flash in my mind. I was like, where is it? Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to do about 3 more, and then I have to go blow my nose for a half hour. How do I find myself again? It's the example that I give. It's like you feel like you're at the bottom of a well and you have a rope in your hand so you could climb out, but you need something above the ground to tie the rope to so you can like a tree up above so you can, pull on the rope. It feels like that, needing to dedicate yourself to something that's almost like creating your next chapter instead of waiting to see what it's going to be. This could be like a passion project, a new interest. It feels like just needing to get the wheels spinning on something that pulls you back into the energy of like, I have something to tie this to. Now I can start the climb. It's not going to be immediate, but it's going to be like each step you'll see the progress. So I guess I'd word this as dedicating yourself to a mission that feels like it's soul evolution type energy will help bring you back to yourself. Almost like one directly leads to the other. Life Like This by AK is the song. Why did this move on me? Hold on. Where the heck? Any messages for my daughter from her father? It's Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel. I was hearing to start with the song instead of do the song after. It's still rock and roll to me. There's the efforts that she's been putting in are not in vain, especially the efforts that she does in private. I almost want to word this as like she's been really digging into some kind of shadow work or some kind of releasing of previously repressed emotions. And she's going to soon start seeing the progress that she hasn't seen up until now, because she was able to stay committed to herself in some way. I am here helping you. Do not be afraid and do the things you love. Never regret doing what makes you happy. This white flag, it feels like there's a closing of a chapter that's upon her, like a closing of a chapter so the new chapter can begin to unfold. She just had to align with the energy of who she is in the new chapter, and that's what she's done by like releasing something. Oh no, you dropped your phone. You broke your screen. Oh no. Yes, yours was the lawyer one, right? Yes, yeah, the lawyer one I answered, the son lawyer. I hope your phone's okay. That stinks. I think there's places that you can just fix the screen part. New member first live. Thank you. Just bought a new house and husband is now very sick, unresolved illness. What is our future? This reads to me like you're going to end up kind of either caring for him more than you are right now, or like this is some like I sacrifice myself to make sure that you're okay type energy. I feel like you're going to end up very exhausted in this, to be honest with you. And it feels like things may move a little slower than you would like. You overcome some kind of learning curve. Like health issue, right? So like you might not know the ins and outs of the health issue, but as you continue to deal with it, you may learn certain things that can help alleviate the symptoms, which then kind of get things back to normal. It feels almost like because of not enough progress being made from those who are supposed to be helping, you end up kind of taking things into your own hand and finding a solution that helps make things better. Ace of Cups on the bottom. I just want to word it as like your love helps him heal and helps things start to get back to normalcy after you have to take something in your own hands. Almost like, for example, if the doctor's like looking through a book of like possibilities and you're like, no, let me, that type of, not literally, but like you figure out a solution that you shouldn't have been able to figure out, but you do it because there was no other choice type of thing. Let me switch this playlist. Arise from the siege. We went into battle together. No matter the weather, we never delayed. I never let you go astray. Yeah, you do something that helps in a big way. New member, thank you. One of these. Your path is more difficult because your calling is higher. Make it happen. Shock everyone. Make it happen. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more and then I'm going to go blow my nose. What was the shadowy figure standing over Taylor Swift at her Madrid concert? Runaway, escape in reverse. Trapped. Trapped spouse partner. I can't walk away. Unfinished business. We have a connection. What is the connection between them? Connection between her and hidden network, pattern repetition in reverse. There's a hidden connection between her and the entity. Can't leave until I break the pattern. Can't leave until I break the pattern. What pattern? Secret weapon in reverse. Can't leave until I reveal the secret. I almost want to word it as like a connection to an energy that's waiting for her to reveal something so they can go on to their next mission. What are they waiting for her to reveal? Routine, habit, typical, in reverse. An energy that's staying close until she reveals something that's not normal or typical. Oh, it's a protective energy. It's a protective energy until whatever it is that she's going to reveal is revealed. Extra protection. AI in reverse, real information. Almost like if there's some big announcement that's coming and there's like an energetic bodyguard that's protecting her energy from outside energies trying to come in and sabotage an announcement. Interesting. Interesting. Should my mom keep her current job or go after her dream of a cookie business? Is it possible she can start the cookie business as like a side thing until it gets to a place where it's more like safe main job? I want to word this as yes, action towards the cookie business. But there's a need to establish connections with people in the industry or social media or something that will help it take off. So it feels like while that is being established and while the business plan is maybe being created, or there's a need for clarity on something here. clarity on how to bring everything together and present it as a business while still having maybe not collaborations, but like connections or something like that. So I would say ideally, if she could start to create the blueprint and the foundation of it and start the cookie business while still at the current job, if that's possible, even if it's like a slow and steady type of thing, I feel like there will be a point where she will be like, okay, cool, like I can leave this now and comfortably do this without risking too much, if that makes sense. Thank you. Any messages for me? It's weird. I took my son to the doctor the other day to check and make sure that his cough was allergies. And ever since then, it's like my allergies are like, oh, yeah, you want to check on allergies? We'll check on you. Any messages for me? Okay, so you're coming around a track, right? And you're looping around so that you can go in a different track, but you had to complete this whole track first. So it's almost like you're going to see a wound that you used to embody or hold, but it's almost like you're going to witness the wound over there. So like you're going to see your healing firsthand, but you need to see it so you can see you've healed from it so that you know you're not bringing it with you into the next cycle. What is the wound? Cultural or religious trauma and soul loss. I almost want to word it as in the past you felt like you couldn't believe certain things or it was wrong to believe certain things. And now you've proven to yourself why your beliefs are what they are so you can be solid in them going forward. But it's almost like you're going to witness what was holding you back from being solid previously. I'm going to do one more if I can find where I was. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that didn't get it all yet. I'm so bored all of the time. Ideas to fix the void. Channeled writing. Channeled writing or channeled drawing. Even if you feel like you're not good at it, it almost feels like there's something that will come through that will point you in the direction of something more to discover. I knew it. The recent event that you went to, it's like your inner child now trusts you. Not that there was distrust, but like your inner child now will be more fluid with like channeled writing, channeled drawing, creativity, because your inner child trusts you to maintain the safe space externally for yourself. So I would say throw on some like music without words, like some kind of meditative music, and just either draw or write. Let it come through you. It feels like that's the next step of a release. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to my mods. I think I'll be back on Monday. And I'm going to try and get some videos out next week now that I'm caught up on all the cards. If you'd like to order Whispers of the Unsolved, there are still spots available in the stand.store/The Reckoning Co. If you want to order Faith Over Feelings, I am still waiting for the shipment, but you can pre-order. And then I'm trying to get this deck, Sacred Woundings, finished. I have a couple things I have to finish on it, but that'll be next. Readings will probably be opening next week or the week after. If it's not on stand.store/The Reckoning Co., it's not me. I will not message you or email you asking you for a reading, so please don't get scammed. Just trying to leave you with a song. Let's see. Learning to Fly by the Weepies is the song. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for being here.